fight for women's suffrage intensified in the late 1910s. Alice Paul and her fellow activists employed increasingly bold tactics to demand attention and action. These tactics included picketing the White House, a highly controversial move during wartime. This act of defiance led to numerous arrests, making a turning point in the struggle. On October 4th, Alice Paul, along with 10 other women, were arrested. Their court appearance on October 8th was a powerful protest display. Refusing to recognize the legitimacy of the court, they refused to be sworn in. As Alice Paul once said, "We do not consider ourselves subject to this court since, as an unenfranchised class, we have nothing to do with the making of the laws which have put us in this position." Though the charges were not dismissed, the women were released without sentencing. A small victory, but not the end of their ordeal. Just weeks later, on October 20th, Alice Paul was arrested again, this time with Dr. Caroline Spencer, Gladys Greener, and Gertrude Crocker. During their trial on October 22nd, Sergeant Lee testified about the events leading to the arrest. Inside the prison walls, Alice Paul and other imprisoned suffragists made a courageous decision. They began a hunger strike to protest their unjust imprisonment and demand recognition as political prisoners. This act of defiance would have severe consequences. The prison authorities responded to the hunger strike with brutal force feeding. After the hunger strike, Alice Paul was transferred to a mental ward and placed in solitary confinement. Her cell was kept in complete darkness, the windows covered. Eventually, she was moved to a regular hospital before finally being released. The women's courage and resilience, especially their willingness to endure such horrific treatment, garnered significant public sympathy and put immense pressure on the government. The sacrifices made by Alice Paul and her fellow activists were crucial in the fight for women's suffrage. Their bravery in the face of such adversity helped pave the way for future generations.